and it keeps shaking hands. So it's a shame.
Definitely. I was gonna say, do you, what's some of your favorite songs to actually play with the band? Do you have any ones that you feel like you get to shine a little bit more? Or?
Well, you know, there's over 300 pieces of music in the repertoire of Jethro Tull. So I know I've cited a few over the years that I love. I mean, I have things as diverse from things like Slipstream, which is about a, 1 minute and 10 seconds long, and all I do is play the glockenspiel on that. I love that song. I also love Black Sunday, which is a hugely complex piece of music, quite involved with a lot of odd time signatures, and that's very challenging, and lots of things in between. We're on this tour, we're doing Dharma for One, where I take a solo every night. So, that's always a challenge to try to, play a good solo. I've kind of referred to solo on this tour as a bit of a sort of a Muppet drum solo, because I try to condense it. I used to take quite long, extended solos with the band, but I'm trying to condense it down to something short and exciting. That is maybe there's a composed element to it in terms of it having a beginning, middle, and end, and sort of improvised bits in between those sections. Because I don't want it to go on too long, and I don't want the audience going out for popcorn, when I'm doing it. So I try to keep their attention and not make it too long. And also, by keeping it short, that allows us to play more music from the repertoire rather than playing a 5, 10, 15-minute drum solo, which probably be unnecessary, and that would mean there'd be a couple of songs we'd have to chop out. In the old days, bands used to do that because maybe they only had 1 or 2 albums, so they had to kind of fill out a set, with everybody doing that. But we've got a lot of music to choose from, so but that's a challenge, to do that, and it's a challenge to make a short drum solo that is, concise and exciting and kind of gets to the point and then moves on.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. Well, were you a big Tull fan before you actually had a chance to join with the group, or?
I was, yes. I love Jethro Tull. I used to go see them play, and Clive Bunker, their original drummer, was really quite a hero and an influence of mine. And I listened to him, and I just loved his playing and his style and his feel and his soloing ability. He had all these things together. He was just a tremendous player, and still is. And he came on this tour, and actually, and I had him get up and play, and we did Dharma for One, and I actually, when we got to the solo part, I handed the sticks over to him and let him come up, and I let him play the solo, which was great to hear him, just to watch him up close play.
Well, yeah, that's the original, right?
The original. And Barry Barlow, the drummer that succeeded Clyde, he also came and played. He sounded great and came and played in London with us. So, in terms of other drummers and other people who've inspired me directly, I would say it's not always drummers. Actually, sometimes it's keyboard players that influence me. Sometimes it's violinists. I hear people, the way they phrase, and I adapt that to certain things that I might do in my own playing. So I would have to say that I wouldn't want to make a list of people, because it would be be far too long. However, to get back to your original question, yes, I used to love to come to see Jethro Tull in their various incarnations, and it's quite amazing now, even after I've been in the band 25 years, to be playing in a band that I just loved from growing up. That's quite a that's
pretty amazing.
Quite an experience even now, and I recognize how fortunate I am to have had that experience, and I don't take that for granted. Even on the bad travel days and lack of sleep and all of that, I recognize that this is, I have a wonderful job. I'm just trying to keep my health together.
Of course.